that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm getting a flyer made out for that, 3 p.m. every day. So, watch out for that. I'm going to start doing those weekly op calls, guys. But, I wanted to touch on a few things here. And, one thing I'm going to say, at first is, this is a marketing call. This is on the business-based, side for this, for this platform. So, guys, if you're a trader, if you're strictly, on to trading, this call isn't for you. This call is for, our bigger thinkers, people who want to go above and beyond, impact the masses. But, if you want to go 2 and 3, if you want to go P150, P600, P1000, go chairman levels, guys, definitely stay on this call. Listen to what I have to say, because, guys, what I have to say, I haven't, just, studied for myself. I've learned this stuff, from people who have made, 6-7 figures in this industry. I've learned from people like Steve Max. I've learned from people like, Tommy, Mike Sotero, Jason Brown, Matt Rosa, Austin Godsey, all these people. And, it's definitely, given me, that perception, that sense of, awareness that I can go to these next levels. I would love to, help as many people as I can go to that next level too. Because as Austin Godsey always says, what's the point of going to the top if you can't bring anyone with you? And, that's what I truly love about this company is, you can go to the top and you can bring people with you, unlike, a lot of other jobs, unlike, let's just say you're like a professional athlete, a rapper or something, you can go to the top, but you can't bring many people with you. In this, you can build up, other people with you. And, that's one huge thing about this industry that really connected me with it. And, because I really love helping other people, guys. I truly love that impact over income. And, guys, that's one thing I really wanted to touch on too is, you got to have that true mindset. If you're in this for the money, at first I was, I'm not going to lie. At first I was in this for the money. But, it definitely, as I was in this, something shifted in my mind. I was like, if I truly want to get to these next levels, if I truly want to make a difference in this world, I got to, stick for impact over income. I got to stick for people over profits. And I got to truly have that mindset, that all these, 6-7 figure earners have. And, the mindset they have is, impact over income. They truly want to see people win. Because, guys, it gets to a certain point where, you're making enough money. It's like, what else is there to life? You got to help other people in a certain sense, guys. And, that's what I've truly learned. And, that's what I'm truly grasping on now, and, to get to these next higher ranks. Because, guys, to get to Platinum 1000, I really did have to, focus on other people's ranks. I didn't focus on my own. I was focusing on, my leaders hitting next ranks, getting their first customer, getting their 2 and 3, getting their P150, P600, and ranks like that, guys, truly hit my, P1000. P1000 is just a pit stop, guys. I'm not stopping there. And as Steve was saying, guys, it takes time. You can't come into this and, I mean, you can hit P1000 in, a month, 2 months. But, guys, this definitely took me, a while. I came really close to P1000 and, half my organization dropped. I had to build it all back up from the start again. But, I stayed the vision. I stayed true to, my goals, my why. I never gave up on that because, that's a huge thing in this is, having your why. But, guys, I really want to, get into, my first topic here. I'm going a little bit off the top. I have some notes at the end, that I'm just going to, drop some nuggets on you guys. But I have some 4, key topics that I wanted to touch on. And, the first one is coachability, guys. You got to be coachable in this industry, or else you're literally going nowhere. Like I promise you that. I've been uncoachable for, a few weeks at a time, and I just saw my organization go, Guys, you got to be coachable in this. You got to, if you do what they do, you get what they get. You got to listen to what, these top earners have to say. Because, they're not telling you this for no reason, for no reason, They're telling you something because they want you to win. And, it's not only about being coachable for the newest person, there's this one audio in Road to 7 Figures by Justin Owens that talks about, this guy is his Platinum 1000, he stopped being coachable. Guys, you got to be coachable all the way up to the end. I see Chairman 50s, Chairman 100s still taking notes, on calls. I see these guys still taking notes. I still see Steve Max taking notes. I still see Tommy taking notes, Mike Sotero taking notes, guys. If you guys aren't taking notes, take out a notebook right now and take some notes, guys. Because if you guys aren't at Platinum 1000, I can help you get there. So, guys, let's hit that rank, guys. And, you got to be coachable. Like it's short and simple like that. You know, you got to listen to the people who have the results you want. You know, and I always preach on that. I mean, I have this one post on my Instagram. You can't, you can't take an opinion from someone who has a $40,000 salary when you have $1 million dream. You guys got to listen to the people who have the results you want, and you got to be coachable. You know, you gotta, if they tell you to hop on a call, don't don't act like, oh, they're bossing me around. They're telling me to get on a call. Guys, they're telling you to get on a call because because they've done it before, you know, because they're hosting the call, or they know some value from that call, guys. And you know, that's one huge thing, is definitely listening to people, you know, who have the results you want, guys, in this industry. And that is a huge key to, you know, succeeding with this. You know, I for sometimes, you know, I didn't listen to Tommy. I'm gonna be honest, I did not, you know, because he's my cousin. And you know, it was just, you know, the familiarity breeds content. So, you know, I didn't listen to him all the time. Then I mean, like, you know, I'm not moving anywhere. And, you know, I had to make a difference. You know, I had to listen to what he had to say to get what he had to get what he has. And, you know, eventually that came on to me, guys. And, you know, I started listening. I started listening to everyone above me. I started listening to even everyone below. And, you know, guys, it truly helps. You can learn anything from anyone, guys. It does not matter, you know, where they're from, who they are. You know, you can literally learn anything from anybody. Guys, you just got to listen. That's why God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, to listen more than we speak. Guys, you got to truly realize that. But guys, you know, next topic I wanted to start on is, you know, let's just say you're a new individual. You know, that's a little bit about coachability, guys. You know, you got to be coachable in this industry. You gotta. It's truly, you know, an asset to, you know, getting to where you want, to reaching your goals and dreams. But you know, I have some notes right here, guys. But you know, the next thing I wanted to touch on is, you know, where to start as a beginner. You know, if you're coming into this, you know, and wanting to, you know, market or build, or beyond that, you know, the the 4%ers, you know, the business owners wanting to, you know, build a successful business from home, and you know, or how to start your newest member. So guys, what you're gonna want them to do, you know, or what you're gonna want to do yourselves, you know, if you want to build, is, you know, watch the state of launch. It's in our, you know, text. It's in our welcome text. I'm not sure if everyone on the team has it. You know, I know Revolt does. Revolt uses it. You know, it's the Chairman Bootcamp Day One by Matt Rosa. You know, this is super powerful audio. Very, very powerful. And, you know, it just breaks down literally everything, you know, you have to know about building, about the building side, guys. You know, it's truly key to, you know, listen to that before you start, you know, recruiting, for say, or prospecting. You know, you have to listen to some audios before you, you know, dive into just straight doing that. Because that's one problem I had when I first joined too. I had a list of 10 people, 10, 15 people, and I spam messaged them a huge paragraph, and all I got from a response to them was no. You know, these are some people who I thought would really make it in this industry, and then I blew my chance. You know, I wasn't coachable, you know, at the start. But I definitely tell me where you can find it. Yeah, I'll definitely I'll drop it in the chat. Let me just go through this. But yeah, the Chairman Bootcamp Day One. You can find it on YouTube too. Chairman Bootcamp Day One, State of Launch. I'll show the chats for it. But you know, after that, you know, you're gonna really for your newest members anyway. This is what Revolt is doing. You know, yeah, exactly. Jason Brown's YouTube channel. This is what Revolt has been doing, guys. You know, we have our group chat system. You know, Mike Sotera always talks about it, and it's been super helpful. You know, my one good buddy, you know, Keegan, he we did like 7-8 group chats with him, and he enrolled 5 people. You know, it's crazy, you know, just how it works and how easy it is, how duplicatable it is, for, you know, the newest individual. And we really had to utilize that. And so what you're going to want to do, guys, is, you know, you're going to want to add you in your upline, you know, you and whoever. Let's just say it's me and, you know, one of my, you know, people on my team. You know, they're going to add me to a group chat with, you know, one of their prospects. They're going to have a list of 5 prospects. They're going to add me to, you know, a group chat, an individual group chat with that one prospect. And they're going to say something along the lines of, I'll actually bring it up here so you guys could see it. I'll share my screen. Give me 1 sec. It's just something I just whipped up myself. I created myself a little bit. But, you're going to want to create a list of your 5 flat tire friends and, add them to group chats. Say something like this. I said, hey friend, I wanted to introduce you to one of my friends and business partners. Either it's myself or Tommy. This is one of my mentors who's been helping me invest and helping me make some extra money on the side. He's really helped me out a lot so far. It's taught me a bunch. We wanted to see if you'd be a good fit for our team. I just made that up a little bit, but it's been working for everyone. Not personally in my group, but also in Revo. I haven't seen for other groups, but guys, this is working. This is very duplicatable as well. And one thing for the newest individual too is, let's just say I get added to a group chat. Watch what I say. Watch how I speak to that person. How I invite them to the call. How I, get on a call with them. As you can see at the bottom, take notes on what we say and how to invite so you can duplicate. And eventually you can do this for your enrollments, guys. Huge key. If you haven't done this already, create your 5 group chats with your upline leader. It is super key, guys. It definitely sparked in my team like that, guys. But, next thing I really wanted to touch on was home events. I'm actually going to bring up the whiteboard. There we go. Bring up the whiteboard here. But, home events. Home events. Guys, I've been doing home events for, the past 8 weeks now. And guys, it's just been, it's the growth in my team has been amazing with what I've been able to do. And, it's not even just about, the prospects, always coming. It's just about the team getting together, grouping up together. Lost my notes here. Just about the team grouping up together. I think I lost my notes there. Whatever. It's just about the team grouping up together. I've been doing these weekly home events for about 8 weeks now, 9 weeks, something along those lines. And, just the belief in the team has gotten so much bigger. And it's just the connections, the relationships I get to build with my team members is just amazing, because, guys, it's not only about, always talking business about business with your teammates and your enrollments and stuff. Guys, it's about, creating genuine relationships. Guys, have you ever had, a teammate quit on you that you didn't have a solid relationship with? Tommy always asked me this. If they quit on you, you obviously didn't have a solid relationship with them, maybe 1 or 2 max. But, if you have a solid relationship, people quit things. They don't quit people. People will quit this academy, but they will not quit you. That's one big thing that I had to adapt to once half my team dropped. Once half my team, fell off. And that's one big thing that I really, had to come to. But guys, it really helps out. It doesn't only help out the prospects, with getting started, but it's because it is a lot better. It's a lot better than a Zoom call. It's in person. You get the in-person feel, in-person touch. And if you have an upline leader in your city, definitely get them out there. Pack out that room and get them out there. With COVID, it is definitely harder to, get around all this, especially in Canada. We can only have 10 people max insides. But, make the best out of it. If you can't fully put 20 people in a room, do 2 separate events. I'm going to show you guys this quick audio after. It's not an audio. I'll just copy and paste it. But it changed my whole mindset on literally building. If you guys know who Holton Bugs is, absolute go. Drop a 1 if you know who Holton Bugs is. Anyone know Holton Bugs? No one. Okay. You guys are gonna love this video. It was truly a game changer for me. But yeah, it helps the belief level, a lot. Not only for you, for your teammates, and for prospects, because they get to see, visual representation of what's actually going on. They actually get, they can see that it's real. Over a Zoom call, I did a few, like, before I joined this, I was on a few Zoom calls, even myself, and I was like, okay, I'm a little sketchy. But, once I came to and I'm not saying Zoom calls don't work, because they do. You know, we've been doing it for the past 8 months. But, you know, once I went to a home event, once I went to an event in person, you know, it changed my whole mind. You know, I went from seeing like this to this, you know, opened up my whole, you know, perception on how I saw this. So home events are definitely key. Helps the belief level for everyone there, you know. Expand this a little bit. But home events, definitely, you know, adapt to home events. And, you know, how you can promote for home events. You know, personally, I just used, you know, PS3, the 4-step invite. And if you haven't, you know, seen PS3, the 4-step invite, get with your upline leader. I know I'm not trying to drop anything, but I think Steve, Max, and Tommy are whipping up a little something for marketing. But, you know, if you have not seen PS3 and the 4-step invite, you know, get with your upline leader, or get with your leader and, you know, ask them for these videos. PS3 and 4-step invite, you know, to promote. So it's just like normal, just like inviting to, you know, a Zoom call. Guys, you know, to promote. You know, I also heard, you know, Katie and Elaine talking about this one time. You know, they don't really, they just make it more casual and they promote. You know, they're like, oh, you know, we're having, you know, it's just a little get together. You know, we're gonna show you a little bit what we're doing. You know, it's super chill vibes. You know, because people sometimes, you know, are scared. You know, come to something, you know, super, you know, business oriented. So sometimes you can make it chill. You know, you can make it. You can have some food. You can bring some food out. You know, some drinks. Guys, you know, whatever works for you in your city, you know, you got to try everything out. You got to try everything, you know, from, you know, because I did too, you know, I've literally tried, you know, almost everything for home events. You know, the next thing I'm about to show you guys is what I'm going to do next. And I truly think it's going to blow up. It'll blow up my business. It'll blow up your business. It'll blow up everyone in this organization's business. I'm going to, bugs. I'm going to look it up real quick. On YouTube. Sorry, I didn't have this prepared before, guys. I didn't think I was showing this. There we go. I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to copy and paste it. I'll copy and paste it in the chat. I want everyone to watch this after. If you truly want to, you know, build a big business. Sorry about that. Let me play that. If you truly want to build a big business, watch this 100%. I'll drop it in the chat box as well. But guys, this video, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. This guy, you know, he's one of the top network marketers in the world. You know, he made like 1.3 million a month at some points. You know, he recruited like over 300 people in a day at one point. You know, guys, so listen what he has to say. It's absolutely crazy what he's been doing. You know, home events. And, you know, one thing about home events too is, you know, you got to present. You got to be a good presenter. You know, you don't got to be a good presenter. You know, you don't have to start to be great. You just have to be great to start. You know, you don't have to be great to start. You just got to start to be great. My bad. But you know, one good way, you know, I got good at, you know, speaking. You know, good at, you know, presenting. Is, you know, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I watched every single op call for like a month straight. Every single op call for a month straight. And, you know, I took some notes. I took in what they said, and, you know, I applied what they said, you know, in my own presentation. Because, guys, if you told me, like, even before this, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit nervous, you know, getting up to, you know, talk to to get on this call and talk to everyone. But, you know, it definitely got, you know, easier and easier and easier and easier, you know, as it goes on, especially, you know, when you're listening to, you know, people like, you know, Tommy, people like, there's Tommy, by the way, people like Steve, Max, and, you know, listening to these people, and, you know, doing what they do. And, you know, if you present like them, you'll get what they get for sure. And guys, that's the next thing, you know, I definitely wanted to touch on too, was, you know, personal production. You know, you got to be personally productive in this industry, guys. What you do behind closed doors will get you paid for and praised for in public. You know, it's a huge thing. And guys, you know, you gotta always get on these calls. You know, you gotta get on these. You know, we do these calls weekly. We have a whole schedule. If you don't have the schedule, get with your leader and ask them for the schedule. Get with your, you know, a P150, a P600 and above, and, you know, ask for the schedule. Because, guys, I believe everyone in here should have the schedule, and you should be, you know, doing your absolute best to make it on every single call. I do. I make it on every single call, you know? But, you know, you got to stay around the campfire. You really do have to stay around the campfire, because, you know, for me in some ways, you know, I was, you know, I lacked motivation in some areas. You know, getting on the calls really helps, guys. But one thing I'm going to say too is don't go on calls to look for motivation. You know, you got to find that self-motivation. And one thing I'm going to say, motivation doesn't last, inspiration does. You got to find a deeper, you know, a deeper root to the problem. You got to find your why. What hurts you? You know, why is a huge thing, you know, about this business and about going far, because you can't drive off motivation. You got to drive off inspiration. And true inspiration is your why. You know, you gotta build off your why. You gotta go forth and set your why and actually go do it. That's one big thing, guys, is just your why. It's one thing, you know, I've been really trying to work on. You got, guys, your why isn't strong enough if it doesn't give you goosebumps. I'll actually show you right here real quick. I got my why right in front of me. You know, I got huge papers all over my room. I look like a crazy dude. But you know, once the world starts calling you crazy, that's when you know you're headed in the right direction, guys. And you know, that leads me on to my next thing, guys: activity versus productivity. So, guys, getting on these calls, getting on, you know, these webinars, all these YouTube videos, all these training videos, you know, it's necessary, but guys, it's not going to pay the bills. It's not going to get you paid. And that was one big thing for me, because I was plugging into all these videos. I was plugging into all these calls, and I'm like, where's my paycheck? What is this? I'm not getting paid? And guys, that was one huge thing. You know, I had to take the action. And once I started taking action, people in my business started getting results like that. I started getting results like that. You know, once you take action, and action leads to duplication as well, you know. If you're sitting around, if you're not doing anything, if you're not getting on these calls, if you're not, you know, your team does what you do, you know. It's hard to say, but monkey see, monkey do. You know, you got, like, your team's going to do what you do. You know, you got to lead by example. You got to be a true leader in this industry. And that's one big thing too. You know, you got to be a leader with personal production, with leading with personal production. You know, activity versus productivity. You know, activity, you know, if you don't know the difference, activity is getting on these calls, you know, watching all these calls, reading books, stuff like that. But productivity is making the phone calls, PS3, perfect invite, you know, having these home events, doing op calls, you know, that is productivity. You got to be productive in this. Guys, you got to have, it's the 20-80 rule. You got to have 20% activity, 80% productivity. And guys, just go all in with it. I mean, guys, there's no better time to do this than now. I'm going to be honest with you. It's truly changed my life. And guys, if you can actually go forth and, you know, take sacrifices and, you know, sacrifice what you love for a period of time, you know, you can do this. You know, if I can do this, I'm 19 years old. If I can do this, why can't you? You know, and, you know, I wasn't this good at speaking before, and I'm still not the best speaker, but, you know, I still always plug in. You know, I always have to, you know, be consistent. Repetition is the key to all mastery. You know, as Bob Proctor, Alex Morton, all the GOATs always say, you know, repetition is the one thing to shift your paradigm, to change your paradigm. But, you know, one thing about activity too is, you know, having personal development. You know, you got to do personal development to, you know, truly believe in yourself. You know, before this, I always hung around people who didn't have the results I want, hung around, you know, bums. And then I came into this, I started hanging around individuals that had results I want, that did what I did, that wanted what I wanted. And, you know, I started to level up in life. I really started to level up in life. And that is just because, you know, I changed my surroundings. That's one big thing about being personally productive too, because if you hang around 6 bums that aren't doing anything, you're not going to do anything either. If you hang around people who are doing the work, putting in the work, doing calls, what are you going to do? You're going to do calls. It's going to push you to do more. That's one big thing for personal production. If you're hanging around with your team, you know, run with the runners, walk with the walkers, never sit with the sitters. It's one thing, you know, I've been truly adapting to in my business. And, you know, personal production as well, you know, before I go into that, you know, you learn more from, you know, an hour. I heard this from Austin Godsey. You learn more from an hour in, you know, the field, in the trenches, than you do from 10 hours in a book. And, you know, because I didn't really realize that. I was like, there's no way, you know, but then I started actually doing it. You know, I was reading and I wasn't really learning much. And then I actually did the work. And because, you know, I had these failures, I had these, you know, downfalls in my, you know, business, it really made me learn a lot more. You know, once I started picking up the phone and dialing. Guys, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I didn't make one phone call my first month. Guys, that was the worst decision I've made. Aside from that was joining 4 months late. Because God knows where I'd be right now. But, you know, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, guys. I didn't really use this whiteboard up much. But, you know, you definitely got to, you know, apply personal production. You know, like I said, you learn more from, you know, action. You learn more from being in the field, being in the trenches than you do from the books, you know, from these audios, from being on these calls. Yes, these calls are necessary, but guys, are you actually applying what you are learning from this? You know, are you actually going to put it in to, you know, what you're currently doing? You know, because if you get off this call and you just go lay right back in bed, you go do whatever, you go out for, you know, if you don't do anything after this call, you know, was this call really necessary? You know, you guys got to do something on this after this call to, you know, truly get the result out of the call, because guys, to know and to not do is like not knowing at all. And that's one big thing I learned about getting on these calls and stuff. Facts, straight up stuff. But, you know, last thing I wanted to touch on before I was going to get onto my notes is, you know, you got to get good at the 3 P's, you know, promoting, presenting, and prospecting. Prospecting, promoting, presenting. You know, the 3 major P's in this industry about marketing, guys. And I'm going to tell you how I got good at all 3. You know, how I got good at all 3, it's a pretty simple answer, is I did it. You know, I actually did it. I started presenting. I was terrible at presenting until I started presenting. Even when I started presenting, I was terrible at it. And then I just kept presenting. You know, repetition, consistency. You know, I didn't get good at things until I did them. That was one huge thing. I didn't get good at prospecting until I did it. I didn't get good at forming people, you know, family, occupation, recreation, motivation, until I did it, until I started asking people, going up to people and actually, you know, talking to people, actually creating genuine relationships. And I didn't get good at promoting until I started promoting, you know, talking to my team. And not only promoting, you know, yourself, promoting these calls, you know, promoting other people, promoting their ranks, you know. And those are just 3, you know, key things you need to do in this business. And the way to get good at them, guys, is to do it. Just do it like Nike. Just do it. Put in the work. You know, you won't be able to, like, literally, you won't be able to learn it unless you do it. Unless you actually put in the work. And, you know, yeah, you got to step out of your comfort zones, you know, do these things. Because, you know, I was in my little box, as Tommy always says it. I was in my box for a while, and, you know, I had to step out of my box. If you've been to some events, you'll know what I'm talking about. But, you know, I had to step out of my box. You know, I had to step out of my comfort zone, because your broke zone is your comfort zone. I had to step out of that comfort zone. And once I did, guys, I saw leaps in my business. You know, I saw my volume go up by 600 in a day. I saw my volume go up by a couple hundred in a day, guys. I saw changes in my business. And, you know, you just got to do it, you know, presenting, promoting, and prospecting, guys. You just got to do it. And if you don't know how to do it, guys, we have a bunch of audios. We have a bunch of, you know, we literally have endless amount of, you know, audios that do it. You know, the exposure process, breakdown in depth, you know, on Spotify and Apple Music. How to, if you want to know how to close and all that, how to, you know, on Spotify and all that. Buy mics with her, both those. You know, PS3, the perfect invite, all these audios and stuff, guys. Just listen to them and apply them. And, you know, that's just a huge thing. But, guys, you must do it to get good at it. And, you know, that's period. That's facts. And, you know, that's how I got good at it. That's how I hit P1000. I started doing it. I didn't like presenting before. You know, when I went to school before this, and when I got up in front of the class, I was shaking. I was shaking when I went up there to talk to people. You know, I'd walk out, you know, halfway through. You know, and that's what I was like when I first came into this too. Tommy would ask me to present. I'd be like, I'm okay. Next time maybe. And then there was never a next time. But then eventually one time I just said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And then after I did it the first time, I was like, Tommy, can I be on the next team call? Can I be on the next? Can I open up next event? And I just kept wanting to do it. Guys, once you do it once, you'll want to do it again. I promise you that. That's a huge thing. But guys, that's pretty much all that I wanted to go through through coachability, to where to start as a beginner, or how to start as a beginner. Home events, personal production, and all that. But guys, a few things I really wanted to just touch on, that I was just thinking in my head, while I was going through this, is you got to focus on other people's ranks. You can't focus on your rank to, hit the next rank. You got to focus on other people's ranks and have that true, like I was talking about at the beginning, that true and solid mentality of people over profits, impact over income. Guys, you can't just fake saying that. It doesn't work like that. You got to actually truly believe it. You got to actually have, you got to truly have that belief, not in yourself, but in your team. You got to have that true, people over profits mentality and belief, guys. My phone keeps closing here. But, and yeah, that leads me on to my next point. You must truly believe it before you can do it. You got to believe you can have it. If you want to be a Platinum 1000, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am Platinum 1000. Speaking in existence, have affirmations. Speak your affirmations every morning, in the middle of the day, every night. As many times as you can, as many times as you have the chance, do it. Speak your affirmations. And yeah, like I said before, to do and to not do is like not know at all. And guys, you must take sacrifice, in this to, go to the next level. As you can see all these, top earners, yes, sir, I got you. I'll drop my IG handle real quick. You guys have to sacrifice, Oh, that's everyone in the waiting room. There we go. You guys have to sacrifice. You guys have to have sacrifices in your life and in your your business to go forth, to go to that next level. Guys, just take a look. Literally, just take a look at all the top leaders: Austin Godsey, Matt Rosa, Jason Brown, all these guys, Alex Martin. Just think about the sacrifices they have to take and the sacrifices they tell you they have to take. I really truly look up to Austin Godsey, because all the sacrifices he took, because of what he went through to get to that next level. Yes, like I can't really relate to him and where the sense he was when he first started, but guys, I really know what he had to do to get to that next level, and I'm gonna apply what he did. I'm gonna do exactly what he did to get to that next level. And guys, you like Austin always says, he says it best: you must sacrifice what you love for a period of time, or what you love will eventually become the sacrifice. Guys, just literally just think about that for a little bit. But guys, another point I had, is it's not how many hours you put into this, it's what you put into those hours. You could go be looking at a chart for 4 hours, one chart for 4 hours, and you got nothing done. And you could say you worked 4 hours. Did you really work 4 hours? No. It's what you put into those hours. It's not about just looking at a chart for 4 hours. It's about, let's just say it like on the trading side, kind of compare it. It's about marking up those charts, back testing, doing all that stuff, getting in deep, going on these strategies, learning the strategies. That's actually putting in the work instead of just looking at a chart and say we work for 4 hours, or listening to 4 hours of audios saying you work for 4 hours. No, you got to make the calls. And if you're working for 4 hours, you should have at least 40 phone calls, 20 to 40 phone calls within those 4 hours. Pick up the phone and start dialing, as Jordan Belfort always says, guys. Pick up the phone and start dialing, because that's what's going to get you to your next rank. If you're not at P1000 yet, you can personally do that. You can personally enroll 30 customers into your business, 15 customers if you're P600. You can personally do that. You just have to believe it. That's one big thing. You just have to believe it. And a few things I wanted to touch on before we hop off this. Tommy wanted me to mention. After meetings, guys, you always got a BAM fam. What I mean by BAM fam? Book a meeting from a meeting. At the end of every meeting you have, at the end of every meeting you have, you must, book another meeting, or else what's the point of getting on that meeting if they don't join and they just end up ghosting you after? What's the point of that meeting? Always book another meeting after. At the end of the call, be like, yo, so when are you ready to hop on the next call? Or let's schedule the next call, or tomorrow there's an op call at 8 p.m. If I can get you a spot, would you promise to be on there? And then take it away, just like that. Book a meeting from a meeting always, guys. And he also wanted me to mention, guys, GoPro boot camp that we were running is starting Monday at 6. And it's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Beyond that, guys, all of our leaders paid at least $500 for this. $500 total. And we're giving it away for free, guys. This is literally so much value. We're keeping it open to everyone. So beyond that, guys, it's 7 days. So it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at 7 p.m. every single day. No, not 7, 6, my bad. 6 p.m. So yeah, we'll drop it. We'll put it in a leaders chat, and we'll get everyone to mass promote it, guys. But beyond that, it's going to be crucial to your business. And guys, we only had it for 8 months, and it's been about 6-7 months, so we have it for a month left. So guys, utilize this. And guys, last thing I'm going to say before I hop off here is take what you learn from these trainings and apply them. Without doing that, like I said, you might as well have not been on this. Apply what you learn to the fullest, to the max. No cap. But what you focus on grows, guys, and that's a huge thing. If you're focusing on your team quitting, if you're focusing on you deranking, you're gonna derank. Your team's gonna quit. If you focus on quantum leaps in your business, if you focus on chairman, if you focus on your team going chairman, you're gonna go chairman, guys. You just gotta stay consistent with it. You just gotta do it. Put in the work, guys. Dreams don't work unless you do. And guys, yeah, that's pretty much all of it for me, guys. Thank you all, for this call. It's truly a blessing being able to, give back, and, give my nuggets, share how I got to Platinum 1000. But guys, I hope you took notes. I hope you got value. And, I'm out of here. Thank you, Steve Max. Let's go.
I love it. Don't go anywhere, Kaleb. Guys, drop some 777s in the chat for brand new Platinum 1000. Mr. Kaleb on his way to Orlando with us in November. I mean, how powerful is that? Guys, real quick, just over the next few minutes, I figured what we could do, we'll be off this call in the next 8 minutes. And shout out to everybody who's still on. Over 50 people still on this call 50 minutes later. That's phenomenal. Guys, real quick. So I think it'd be cool for us to do some Q&A real quick. If you guys have any questions for Kaleb about his journey to Platinum 1000, drop them in the chat box. Kaleb, I do want to ask you a question. What do you think? I mean, I remember that, you were in the business and you were close to P6 for a while, and then you smacked it. But I felt like your biggest growth happened when you were at P6 for a while. And like you said, you lost a lot of people, but then you came back and hit P1000. What do you think, bro, was that switch for you that helped you maybe go to the next level where you became a producer, you became a leader? What do you think was the number one thing that switched for you? You may have already covered it.
Yeah, it was definitely, recruiting up, or not letting every single one of my business guys, because guys, I'm going to tell you that for sure. Not everyone has to be in your business. You don't have to, sign every single person up. As I'm pretty sure Cash the Great says, don't be a link thought, or it's teacup Lou. Don't always send out your link to every single person. You don't have to have every single person in your organization. Because guys, when I was recruiting, old friends of mine that I knew had didn't want to go anywhere in life, guys, they just ended up quitting a week later or a month later, guys. So it was definitely, recruiting, people that had the mindset I had, people who had influence, people who had, who have, been around, this type of thing before. And that's one big thing, guys. It definitely, and along with that, guys, it was belief. My belief level went through the roof. After that Miami convention too, that Miami event, it definitely, took off for me too.
Proximity. You know, you were
Yes,
around
sir.
us. We got to hang out. We got to connect. Guys, that's why everybody here, you still have time to fight for this November to Remember retreat. There should be nobody that's given up on it. In order to qualify, you got to be a brand new platinum 1,000 or a brand new platinum 2,000. And guys, listen, but anybody can still hit it. Trust me when I tell you guys, as an insider, you're going to be upset if you're not fighting to November 1st. I'm telling you right now, do not slow down right now, no matter where you're at. Everybody has a chance to win this. You got to go there. You got to be there. Real quick, I like this question from Isaac. He says, what is one thing you'd tell yourself 3 months ago? So if you were to go back 3 months ago and you could talk to Kaleb before he hit Platinum 1, what would be that nugget you'd give to Kaleb 3 months ago?
What would be that nugget I'd give? That's a good question. That's a really good question, you know. Shouts out you, IG. But you know, one thing I definitely tell myself is, you know, this isn't a get rich, you know, because I always had that mentality, you know, oh, this is like, I didn't always have that mentality, but, you know, I kind of had that mentality in my head that this is a get rich quick. You know, I was going to be like, oh, I'm going to go to that next level super quick. So one thing, you know, I'd tell myself 3 months ago is, you know, stay the vision, stay the long term, you know, because this isn't going to happen overnight. Even for Steve Max, you know, how long were you at, what, P6?
Yeah, I think if we were to time it back, man, I think my journey from P150 to P6 to P1 was probably close to a year.
Yeah, guys. So, you know, it takes time, you know, definitely stay the course, stay the vision. And guys, you know, if you stick and stay, you'll get your pay. You guys, if the only way you can lose, guys, is if you quit, is if you give up on yourself. And, you know, you weren't quitting on the team. You aren't quitting on, you know, your leader. You're quitting on yourself. Guys, never quit. That's one thing I can like truly tell you. It's all about timing too in this industry.
That's
You know,
good.
timing is a huge thing.
So Caleb's saying, guys, hey, if he was to talk to himself 3 months ago, this is not a get rich quick, right? It's a get rich, but not a get rich quick. That was good. Real
Correct.
quick, and we're gonna wrap this thing up. I like this call, this question from Kiri. She says, how do you avoid cold calling but also do more calls? So I guess you were talking about like you're doing more calls, but what she's saying is, hey, I don't want to just call random people. Kaleb, do
Yeah.
you warm it up? You know,
Okay.
how do you
Yeah.
decide who you're
So
gonna call?
you know, you definitely gotta create relationships with people. You know, Tommy had a pretty good story from yesterday. Actually, he just, you know, someone showed up I'll actually tell his story real quick. Someone showed up at his door, you know, to sell him. You know, he was like to clean his windows or something, and he showed up at his door, and Tommy just started talking to him. You know, started forming him. Family. Write this down: family, occupation, recreation, motivation, and motivation's last message. You know, form. You gotta form them. And that's what he did to this person. You know, he formed them. And then, you know, he talked about his family, you know, asked about his family, asked about his job, asked if he liked his job, asked what he liked to do in his free time, you know, how he liked to spend his free time. Then asked, you know, what his goals were. You know, you can ask what their goals were or what they want in life. And then, you know, you deliver the message. And he's like, yo, you seem like a really sharp guy. Do you keep your income options open? And he said yes. And, you know, they eventually clicked, got his number. He hopped on a call at like 10. And, you know, we got him signed up just like that. Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. But, you know, to avoid cold calling, it's definitely, you know, just creating relationships on Instagram, on Facebook, you know, even out in public, even when you're out in public, you know, just get good at building relationships, get good at, you know, being a people, like, because we aren't in, you know, the selling business. You got to get good at making friends, guys. As Gavin just dropped it right there. If you guys missed it, get good at making friends. Get good at, you know, connecting with people, making those connections. Because that's definitely a huge thing that got me to the next level. It's, you know, bring in some people that I didn't know. Because guys, I'm going to tell you this one thing too. You're going to make more money with, you know, strangers than you will your best friends. Because if you're already making money, if you're already making money with your, you know, best friends, you'd be rich.
Exactly.
You
I
know,
love it. I love it. Guys, I think that was probably one of the top suggestions on the whole call is get good at creating relationships, friendships. I mean, that's been instrumental in my business and with the people that come into my business. You know, you want to create those connections, right? Real quick, guys, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. I'm going to answer Alex's question here in a second. But I think that I want you to just touch on this real quick, Phoebe, because I think this talks to people that or I want you to answer this question from Phoeben, because I think this really impacts a lot of people, even with trading. He said,
Yeah.
when your team fell off, so like you had hit P6, you brought a bunch of people in, then a bunch of people left, right? They didn't see the vision,
Yeah.
stay with
Yeah.
you.
No.
How did you overcome, right? How did you build that back up? And I think
Yeah.
this is instrumental, because I think at the deeper level, it's kind of like also saying, hey, what about when you blow your first trading account, right?
I've
And
done
how do
that.
you come back from that? So Caleb, what was the mind game like when you started building, and then maybe you saw some losses there, but you came back to get some more wins? What was that like, and what was that switch for you?
Yeah. Honestly, when my team fell off, when I blew my first account, it hurt me. It really, like, it was like, damn, does this really, like, it made me question. It made me really question, not only the business, but myself. I was like, am I good enough? Blah, 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 stuff like that. And, I really had to overcome that, um, you know, by, talking to your upline, by, I was always connecting with Tommy, by surrounding myself with the right people. But, one big thing that I did to overcome that was I honestly detached my emotions from the business. I was like, whatever happens in this business, it won't affect, my emotions. It won't affect, how I feel in my normal life. It won't affect my attitude. I'm always going to have a solid attitude. And that's one thing, with people falling off, you got to do personal development, because, you got to surround yourself with positivity. My room is literally just flooded with all this stuff. I surround myself with positivity. I surround myself with knowledge, with stuff that's going to grow me, with stuff that's going to get me better. If I walk into your house right now, am I going to see where you were, where you are, or where you're going? One big thing. And, all this changed when I walked into Steve Max's condo, when I saw that vision board right there. And I was like, damn, let's do this. Like, yeah, a vision board's super key. You got to always look at it. It's one big thing, about how did I overcome that is, definitely just keeping a strong mentality, detaching my emotions from my business, detaching my emotions from my money. Because, guys, one thing I'm going to say, well, I'm not really sure, what I was going to, touch on, but, guys, you just gotta be tough-minded in this. You can't come into this with, a weak mindset. You can't come into this saying, if this doesn't work, I'm quitting. If this doesn't work within the next few months, I'm quitting. You guys got to say, I'm coming into this and I'm doing this for the next 5 years. Because after people quit my business, that's what I said. I said, I'm doing this for the next 5 years. And one thing that really, helped me was, I'm like, I'm going to show them that this works. They're telling me that this doesn't work. They're quitting and showing and telling me that they're pretty much telling me this doesn't work. I'm going to show them that this works. And that's one of my whys. I want to prove everyone who doubted me wrong. And that's one big thing. I'm going to show them. They're telling me this doesn't work pretty much. I'm going to show them this works. I'm going to go make $1 million in this industry so I can tell them, should have stayed.
Wow.
Your fault.
That's good. That's good. Guys, man, drop some twos in the chat box for Mr. Caleb. Thank you so much, man, for rocking that. I mean, that was powerful, powerful stuff. And he said he's going to do it to prove everyone wrong. And listen, don't do it for everyone else. But I think that's a great motivator, to come back. Resiliency, guys. Resiliency is so huge. And he said, hey, do this for 5 years. Right? That's huge, guys. I think too many people bounce around from thing to thing. And what happens is they become successful at nothing. That's the reality of it. Guys, there's a person who would have been above me, which basically means he would be above all of you. And the guy had hit Platinum 5,000 and he lost the vision. Imagine you're at Platinum 5,000 and you lose the vision. Guys, he'd probably be close to 1,000 people in his organization right now, but he lost the vision. But by the way, he stopped working. He stopped leading. He never was available. I mean, I never, saw him and stuff like that. But the point is, he quit. He went on to some other business. Man, he ain't making no money there, man. He ain't making no Platinum 5,000 money, And so here's the thing is, guys, just Stick and stay and you'll get your pay. Okay, do us that favor. Stick and stay so you can get your pay. Last thing I'm gonna say, guys, is Mariano knows exactly who I'm talking about. Guys, last thing I'll say, there was a good question, which was, hey, when people say I'm already trading stocks, I mean, how many of you guys have had that? I've had that. I'm trading stocks, I'm trading Robinhood, you know, this and that. Here's the good thing about that. If somebody's already trading, okay, they're just not trading what we trade, the thing is they already have the mentality. That's a great thing. Great thing, right? Now, here's how you help them see the vision for what we do. So they're trading stocks. You tell them about what we're doing. They say, hey, I'm already trading stocks. I'm already doing this. I'm already doing that. You always agree with a potential customer. Always. You know, you never want to go against somebody. So when they say, oh, I'm already trading. Oh, that's phenomenal. That's fantastic. That's great. You see, you want to have a spirit of agreement with people. And then what you want to do is you want to hit them with, but listen, here's the thing. And by the way, your mentors will do this. If you're not a P6, P1 yet, you know, let your mentor do most of the talking. But, you know, here's what you kind of flip the switch on them. And it's like, here's the thing, though. With what we do, you can also make money when the market goes down. What? Yeah, even if there's a bad economy, even if there's a recession, you could still make money in shorting the markets. What? Yeah, we got to show you, got to get you on the webinar, got to get you to speak to my mentor, right? So you want to sell them on the fact that in the stock market, they only make money when things go up in value, right? They got to buy a stock, wait for it to go up. In the Forex market, they can make money even if the market drops. Also, in the stock market, you generally need thousands and thousands of dollars, and you got to wait for the market to grow in order for you to make money. Here, guys, you can open an account with $100, even $50 in some cases, right? And you can start trading with such a small amount of money. Okay? Guys, shout out, I'm not going to say his name, out of the Canada squad, right? This guy can take $1,000 account and flip it to 100 grand. You can't do that with the stock market, much less in 24 hours. It's just impossible. You need 100 grand to make 100 grand in the stock market. And you better be careful you don't blow that 100 grand, right? So you make money even when the market goes down in the markets that we do. You also could start with a little bit of money, okay, which is not the same with the stock market. You need to be able to buy a lot of equities to make money in the stock market, number 2. And number 3, this is the biggest one. Hey, wouldn't you like some insider information so that you can make money on the markets? Guys, I want you to understand, our power at I Am Academy is the ability to have experts giving you the trade setups, having experts that already analyze the markets and the fundamental analysis to know what's going on in the economies of the different parts of the world, different countries, different nations. They're already doing the homework. So you can log on and pull the trigger. You understand? So even if they were sold on the way that they're trading, here's how you sell them on what we do or convince them or help them see the vision is, hey, that's awesome, but we've got people that are giving you the trade setups. We've got people giving you the insider information. These are verified expert traders that are trading and giving you the sauce, and now you can come in and copy their sauce. We've got software that's finding the best potential trade setups on the market. That's how you talk to people about that are already doing stocks. Guys, understand this. People that are telling you that they're already doing stocks, all that they're really doing is they've got a Robinhood trading app and they're buying stocks. That's all they're freaking doing. These aren't expert traders, guys. So what you want to do is help them see the vision of how, hey, what you're doing is great. I'm not telling you not to do that, but there's this whole other world out here I want to put you on game to. That's how you let them know what we're doing is powerful. All right, guys, if you got value from this call today, drop some 7s in the chat box if you guys got some value from this call. Guys, we're doing this every Saturday to bring you guys value on impacting other people.